On this video I'm going to show you how to set up the basic movement of a Smiths clock. This is basically the same setup for a gong striking clock or a Westminster movement. To demonstrate the need for the clock to be set up, I've adjusted the pendulum so it's an irregular beat. I'll set the pendulum going. You very gently move it from side to side and you can hear the irregular tick. It's going tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. To adjust it to set up for a regular beat, we stop the pendulum and move the upper pendulum very slightly to the right where resistance will be felt. You then continue to move it very slightly to the right, which allows the pendulum to be adjusted on the slipping clutch movement. You then release it and we should hear a regular tick. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. This may have to be done once or twice, but once it's adjusted, the clock should continue to tick tock, tick tock. We then turn the clock around very gently so as you don't knock the pendulum again, and moving the big hand only, move the big hand till it strikes. Don't worry about the noise or the tone at this stage. It's just important to get the right time set. So you move the big hand up to the first chime on the hour and count the amount of chimes. So this clock is set correctly. If it was not set for 5 as such, so we go to the next one, let it strike on the half hour, back up to the hour, and it will strike 6 times. So to adjust the clock to the right time, move the small hand down to 6 because it was 6 strikes. That is the clock set to the correct time. To adjust it, you just move the big hand, pausing at the half hour to let it strike, and then up to the top of the hour to check that it strikes, in this case 7 times for 7 o'clock. You then turn the clock back round very gently, set the clock moving and continue to listen to see if it's a regular tick tock, tick tock. If the clock then gains 5 or 10 minutes over the 24-hour period, you have to adjust the small brass knob on the main pendulum. You either turn it to the left if the clock is going too fast, you turn it to the left. If it's going too slow, you turn it to the right, which then lifts the black pendulum very slightly up and down on a rod. You may have to do this once or twice over a period of 5 or 6 days until you get the correct time set. This is fairly easy to do, but in all instances, be very careful with very little movement every time you move something here. It's very easy to knock something out, so you just have to be very careful. Once you've completed the adjustments, be very careful when you move the clock to its correct place, which should be level both long ways and back to front. Your clock should then run as long as it's ever going to run when you wind up the clock fully.